Blazing into arcades in 1985, Capcom's Gun.Smoke is a novel take on the well-established vertical-scrolling shooter genre. It's not the first Western-themed video game, with arcade games such as Taito's Gunfight in 1975 and Nintendo's Sheriff in 1979 predating it, but I really want to start our look back at Wild West video games here, because it's based off the classic 50s TV show of the same... Wait a minute. Oh, I guess it's not because of the dot. Basically, the premise of the game is that you strut down the street, guns akimbo, and take down anybody with a vowel in their name. The thing that makes this game stand out from Capcom's previous arcade shooter fare is that you have 3 different buttons assigned to shooting, and each of them will fire in a different direction. You can even press 2 buttons at the same time to alter your shots further. It's pretty neat, and this mechanic livens up what's a pretty ho-hum shooter. You collect classic cowboy power-ups such as rifles, boots, horses, and... cows. But nothing really changes your shot, aside from making your bullets travel a little bit further. Really, the problem with the game though is that it's extremely difficult. Now, I know it's an arcade game and it's meant to eat quarters, but even when setting it to casual mode, I wasn't even able to beat the final boss. Also, the game is repetitive. You spend the entire game fighting the same enemies over and over again, except for one level where you fight Native Americans, and for some reason this level goes on twice as long as any other level. It's really weird, and I feel super bad about slaughtering all these people in their homes. Also, this level demonstrates a really weird glitch when you collect a second horse. It kind of shows the lack of polish that went into this game. Aside from being identical, all the enemies are annoying. They wiggle around and get behind you, making them impossible to shoot. This game feels like a weird step back from Capcom's previous shooters. It's a game with potential which unfortunately it wasn't able to reach. That is, until the NES version came out 3 years later. Capcom were pros at making gameplay tweaks with their arcade to NES conversions, and Gun.Smoke is no exception. This game is a lot more fair with improved checkpoints and enemies that are a lot more fun to fight. You can even spend your points at a shop to buy new weapons such as the shotgun and the Magnum, which I can only assume stands for magnetic number. While these weapons are limited, enemies drop enough extra ammo to keep you supplied if you play conservatively. It's a nice balance, a real push and pull, something to keep you from just holding down the turbo button. At those shops you can also purchase a wanted poster, which is helpful because the bosses won't show up without it. The levels will just keep looping. That's pretty rude. If somebody was trying to kill me, I'd at least show up. This mechanic is probably the most annoying thing about the port, because prices for posters are pretty high, and while wanted posters are found in the level, they can be devilishly hidden. All in all though, the NES game is a ton of fun. Dumping 6 shots to the left, right, and center will give you a cool Wild West feel. Buying a physical version of this game will run you about $15, and it unfortunately wasn't released any other way. The arcade version, however, is available a couple ways. I'm playing off the Capcom arcade cabinet for the PS3 and Xbox 360. It's a good port with 18 other games in it and has some nice extras. Gun.Smoke is just an early example of the Wild West in video games. It has some great ideas, but some of the execution was lacking a little bit. Next time on this look back, we'll see something that's a little more full. Well, partner, until we meet again.